Hi, I'm Joan Carey, and I would like to share with you my personal professional portfolio that I've been working on in my web design and media production class at Marlborough College Graduate School as a part of their Masters in Teaching with Technology program. This site was really designed for my own use, for me perhaps to share when I might be looking for a job at another time. But for the time being, it really provided an opportunity for me to reflect on myself as a teacher. And that's not something that I often take time to do, so I appreciated that. The first part of the assignment that we had was to develop a wireframe. So here's my alpha version of my wireframe. And what it has on it here is the different tabs, bio, resume, teaching philosophy, teaching artifacts, and contact information. This all came off of a template that our teacher had set up, and this is a Google site. This is representing where a photo will go, and over here is a right sidebar that I have laid out for thumbnails and for links. And here we see the beta version. This is the same page, the bio page, as it was when I sent it out to have it be usability tested by several different people. And at this point, color has been added. I chose to work with a monochromatic color palette using different variations of green. And I liked that from the beginning, so there were no changes made to that. Also, part of my design was to have a wide column here on the left and just a narrow right sidebar that would house the thumbnails to connect you to other pages on the site. And the final version of the same page has just a few more changes added to it. Some of the feedback I got from usability testers was that they would like a little bit more information about me and about the work that I've been doing. So I filled out the text a bit, and I also added descriptive text over here on the right sidebar to these thumbnails. The only other addition to this site was to add a quote to the bottom. And you will see this sidebar show up on all of my pages other than the contact page, so it's an example of how I'm using repetition in my design. And the quote down here, well, not this same quote, but quotes show up throughout the site, not in such consistent of a location, but kind of randomly throughout the site. And the feedback I had on that was very positive. People liked hearing another voice, hearing other voices talk about me other than just me talking about me. Here we have a glance at one of my other pages. This is the Teaching Artifacts page, and I wanted you to see here how the craft principles and the color scheme were showing up throughout the site. Again, we've got the right sidebar. I feel like this has become kind of my signature piece on this site. They're primarily photographs that I've taken, and I like that. I really like that little personal addition, and most of the feedback I got to that was very positive also. Everything is aligned to the left, and that's a principle I applied throughout the whole site. I did have a little bit of difficulty, I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen, but with some of the text here. This is all the same font size and style and color, and it's all bold, yet life cycle of plants and earth's changing surface are slightly different. This is related to a systematic problem that I had on this particular page, and I'm not sure why, but I thought I'd share it with you. Perhaps it has to do with the fact that I was using a template and maybe I didn't clean everything off of it before I added my own content. But you can see here several green lines that were showing up on that page. I was eventually able to get rid of them somewhat by hiding them, but I don't think they completely went away. I think they're part of the problem with some of the fonts here. So as a result of my usability testers, I went back and visited a few things. I built out more content, I added a little bit more information. I also looked at those thumbnails and at some icons that I had used on certain pages where I didn't have high quality photos and had just used icons as placeholders. the feedback I had was that people didn't like the icons. They wanted the consistency of the photos. I also checked to make sure all of my font was uniform in color and size, and of course checked to make sure my links were working. What did I learn from this course? Well, really it's been an evolution of all of my courses and different websites that I've built since I've been here at Marlborough. I have learned that web designing takes time, that it's a bit clunky. I have a hard time with not being able to size and locate photographs and text exactly where I want them, but I'm getting a little bit more patient with that. What I really like about the web design is the design aspect, the creative, artistic piece that is a part of that. So that's what I've learned. I've enjoyed this class with all of you, and I encourage you to share your questions and comments about my site with each other. See you next semester.